All right, hey everybody. I decided that I would try my hand at one of these videos just to kind of document my process going through with cervical herniated disc surgery. My name is Adrienne, by the way, and I am only 36, and I figured that I would have a lot more years before I'd ever have to deal with back problems. But before I start anything and talking about everything, this is just my personal experience. This isn't to be taken as medical advice. You need to talk to your own doctor. You need to look at your own situation. You need to get lots of opinions and make sure that you are comfortable with what's going on and not base it off of YouTube videos. But I just think that the moral support that these videos can provide is important, and it's also helpful for me, I hope, to see the progression and how far I've come out of surgery. So be sure that you are doing your own research and you're getting reliable information and that you feel comfortable. Lo and behold, about 3 months ago, November, right after Thanksgiving, I woke up. My hands felt kind of weird, so I thought that's not great. And I'm a physical therapist, so I have some knowledge of these kinds of things. And so, being the personality that I am, I kind of went to the worst case scenario, which in my mind was some kind of systemic problem like MS or Guillain-Barré. Luckily, that is not what happened. I waited about a month, maybe 3 weeks, to go see a neurologist, but I finally called and was able to get in quickly to see a neurologist, and he did all of his, muscle testing, reflexes, all kinds of things, and decided that I needed to have an MRI. So I, of course, wasn't excited about an MRI, but I've never had that before. I've never had anything before. I've never had surgery. I've never had anything more than like ear tubes when I was little. I've had my wisdom teeth out, and I even hate the dentist and anything that has to do with that anyway. So I am not a great patient, and I am not looking forward to anything that has to do with surgery. But anyway, so I had my MRI and came back that I have disc herniations and spinal cord stenosis in my C4-5 and 5-6. So that was alarming. I figured that something was wrong and it was coming from my neck, for my hands, both hands, to be kind of numb and tingly. I lost some sensation in both hands, which was a little bit different than just being on one side. I had noticed that it was a little bit like my arms kind of felt heavy. I still have muscle strength. I can still do stuff, but it feels a little wonky. It feels kind of clumsy. I also, at that same point, noticed that my left knee was giving out, and I thought that was really strange. Like, I kind of almost didn't mention it to the doctor because I was like, that can't be related. That's, this is in my arms and this is my neck, and that's so far away. But because it's on my spinal cord, it's everything. So it can go up and down, and they're all worried about your bowel and bladder and things that I never thought I'd have to be dealing with. But anyway, so I have C4-5 and 5-6 herniations. The 4-5 is the worst. And so after getting the MRI results, my neurologist called and said, well, he's already talked to a surgeon and I need to go see him this week, like immediately. So, oh geez, I was like, no, I don't need surgery. This can't be that bad. Like, I'm a physical therapist. We learn all about people with back pain and neck pain, and there's treatments and there's ways to get through this. And I don't have hardly any pain. I have some very central neck pain, shoulder blade, like between my shoulder blades, like right on my spine pain. And as this has progressed, it's gotten a little more like achy and fatigued, but I don't have a lot of pain. Luckily, knock on wood. But so that made me kind of think, well, this can't be that bad. But I really have more than 50% narrowing in my spinal cord at one point. And it also says I have a signal change actually in my cord. So that is another thing that indicates it's pretty serious. So I wasn't ready to hear all of that. So I went to the first spine surgeon, and it was a hard conversation just because I wasn't prepared for all of that. So I was like, well, that's great. That must work for other people, but I'll be fine. And but then I came home and I started doing a bunch more research. Of course, you know, if you're here on YouTube, you're doing what I did. Doing a lot more research, looking around, looking at different groups on Facebook of people that are going through the same thing. And I decided I needed to probably get a few more opinions. So I went and I saw a neurosurgeon, and I saw 2 more orthopedic surgeons, just people that I decided through recommendations and people that I'd seen that were doing these types of surgeries, talked to some different people. 3 of the surgeons, all the orthopedic surgeons, told me I had to have a fusion. Only option is a fusion. Actually, that's not true. I met with one other orthopedic surgeon that said he would do a disc replacement, that I'm too young for a fusion, and that's what he thought he should do, but he wanted me to be part of a clinical trial, and I wasn't all about that either. So one doctor, the neurosurgeon, said he would be willing to do the 2-level disc replacement. Now, I also, among all of these things, I have a kyphosis, which the neurosurgeon was thinking he could probably correct, possibly, maybe not, during surgery. And so, you know, I'm kind of in a position with my anatomy and everything where I'm like on the fence. I'm 50-50 of which surgery I should have there. I know that there are artificial disc replacements. Obviously, I learned all of this, and there are cervical fusions. And so I initially, you hear, don't have a fusion because you fuse those bones together, you create stress on the other levels, you're probably going to have another surgery, etc. Well, that didn't sound great. I don't even want to have this one. So I was looking at people that were able to do the disc replacements, and even some of the surgeons that didn't want to do that on me. Doing as much research as I could in a reasonable amount of time, because everyone also told me that I needed to get this done like now. I have decided to go with the neurosurgeon here in town, and he's done several multi-level disc replacements. He prefers the Prestige LP disc, so that is the plan. Today is February 15th, day after Valentine's Day, 2018. And by this time next week, I will be home, hopefully, after having a 2-level cervical disc replacement. Now, my surgery is scheduled for next Wednesday, the 21st. So I know that there's, you know, the surgeon understands, and I understand, and everybody knows that with a kyphosis, disc replacement is possibly contraindicated or questionable. He's at least willing to go in and see if, once the discs are gone and the herniation is gone, if my neck can return to a normal positioning. If he can get that position on the operating table and he feels comfortable that it will be stable, then he will go ahead with the disc replacement. And if not, if the kyphosis is something that's always been there, if it's something that he can't get the nice cervical lordosis to come back, then he'll have to do a fusion. And I have to be okay with that, and I've kind of come to terms with that. So I guess that's kind of the update. I just kind of wanted to put this out there because I know that it helped me a lot in the very beginning to look at other people's stories, and I will try my best to try to stay updated with everybody as I progress. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm really nervous. Try to hold it together. I have my husband will be here to help me out. I have a toddler. I have a 2.5-year-old at home, so that's been a little challenging to have to limit what I do with him so I don't create any more problems before I can have surgery. And then, of course, after surgery, I'm going to have lifting restrictions, and I just don't know what kind of condition I'm going to be in, and I just know that I am going to be the type of person to really baby everything, because I don't want, if I end up with a disc replacement, I don't want those to move or shift or do anything that they shouldn't do. And Same with a fusion, you have to be really careful and let that bone fuse and heal and become solid. So I'm kind of still in limbo a little bit, and I won't really know the plan until I wake up, which is a little nerve-wracking, but I also at least like the opportunity to try for the discs, at least have somebody who knows what they're doing and who's willing to do it, or see if it's reasonable for me. I know that a lot of people say, oh, don't do the fusion, but you have to take your actual specific situation into account. So what has happened so far? I have met with 4 different doctors. I have decided to go with the one that I feel the most comfortable with, has the most experience. He's also a neurosurgeon, so I feel like he's gonna do his best to protect my nerves and spinal cord. He's been doing this for many, many years. He's been doing single level disc replacements since the very beginning, since they were approved in America, and he's been doing double levels for, again, the same as long as they've been around. And so I've done that. I've had to have pre-op testing, which everybody probably has to do. I had to have just blood testing and everything. Here's my MRI. I don't know. You can kind of see the problem areas right here. 4 and 5, definitely pinching on my cord, and they say that little white light area is that signal change that's indicating some injury on the spinal cord. The other thing I did that's probably excessive, and it's just my personality to not leave any stone unturned, was that I found through my Facebook groups and things, I found some metal allergy testing, just because I'm going to be having, you know, orthopedic devices and metal put into my body. Possibility of reactions, I think that that's pretty low, and I otherwise don't have any allergies that I know of. I don't really wear a whole lot of jewelry, so it's hard to know exactly what'll happen. I haven't got the results of this back. I should hopefully have it back maybe tomorrow or first of next week. But it's orthopedic analysis. It's a blood test. They send you a kit, they send it back, they do the testing for you. It's not through my doctor. He kind of thought it was excessive, but I just want to do it anyway. So that's a little something else you can spend your money on if you need to. But anyway, yeah, so I mean, I guess that's the gist of it. I'm gonna obviously try to do some prep here at home to make sure that I'm ready to recover, get some soft food, yogurt and ice cream and popsicles, and hopefully this all goes smoothly and I'm making it out to be a bigger deal than it is. But in the meantime, I just have to wait a few more days and have this done. I'm trying to, in my brain, just tell myself it's going to be no big deal, because it's no big deal to the surgeon. He does this like every day. And just kind of do my best to put it out of mind, because there's really nothing I can do about it other than try to be positive. So this video series and this channel, I just want positivity. I just want encouragement for anybody, or questions. I don't want any negativity. I don't want anybody second guessing my decisions, because they're my decisions and they're my family's decisions, and we've talked it over, and it's really what we have to do. So anyway, I hope to keep you guys updated, and if you have any questions, let me know. We'll see how I'm able to do, but just kind of wanted to give the preliminary information and then go from there. I hope if anybody else is having to deal with this, that you guys are able to stay strong and kind of keep the faith. And if you've got pain, just, I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. I know that that's really a struggle. Hopefully you guys can find some relief. And if you have to have surgery, just try to find the person that you trust the best and get a good support system around you, and kind of hang on until you can get your grip back, literally. But anyway, I will do my best to stay updated, and good luck to everybody else, and I will hopefully have some wherewithal to give you some post-op video. Talk to you later. Bye.